Thank you, Mr President, for the opportunity to speak on the financing of the CAP. First of all, I wish to congratulate the rapporteur for his excellent work. This regulation, I believe, will have positive outcomes in that it will ensure greater transparency and accountability. This is needed because it should be a requirement in itself for all European funding, but also because it will help to dispel some of the exaggerated myths that abound about the CAP. Indeed, the Court of Auditors reports tell us that in recent times the checks on agriculture expenditure have greatly improved, and this needs to be brought to the attention of the general public. I agree with the rapporteur's suggestion that there should be a similar requirement for structural funds. It should not be the CAP only. This transparency initiative should relate to other areas. As we await the so-called health check of the CAP, it is important that we deal with this issue now to get it out of the way, as it were. The CAP often comes in for bad press, but very often these comments focus only on negative aspects and totally ignore the hugely positive benefits which consumers have gained from the CAP. Since the introduction of the CAP, food price inflation is way below overall inflation, and the CAP has delivered cheaper food for EU citizens. But the CAP has also delivered safe food and traceable food. The phrase "from farm to fork" literally means just that. The CAP is improving our environment, and animal welfare continues to improve. Furthermore, the CAP has ensured food security for the EU. Many people deride the idea of food security as if such an idea belongs to the Dark Ages. The world has enough food to feed itself for how long? A week, maybe? Just consider the pressure that will come about when we really begin to grow fuel as opposed to food. Just consider the pressure that will come about when emerging economies like India and China compete with the EU for food and for fuel grown instead of food. Then we will look to the EU and the CAP for food security. The CAP, like any policy, has its problems, but it has delivered for EU citizens, and this regulation will ensure that it continues to deliver in an open and transparent way.